AITA for not allowing my parents to see their grandchild when mother-in-law with stage 4 cancer is visiting from out of town? My wife, 33F, and I, 34M, have a daughter, 2.5Y, and we have recently been blessed with another daughter, 4W. We are in the process of renovating our house and we have recently started moving in as we've been living in a rental unit on our property. Our house is primarily being renovated by my father, 59M, as he's worked in construction for ages. We do the planning/design and I do all the technical stuff associated with the house. My wife's parents both live out of town, 3-4H away by car/train. My mother-in-law, 64F, visiting us for a week or so, both to meet our baby daughter but also to help out with the move and to spend time with our oldest daughter. My mother-in-law is unfortunately diagnosed with stage 4 lung cancer, due to no fault of her own, a total freak cancer we've been told by the doctors. She's on heavy medication to keep the cancer in check and function somewhat day to day, but the cancer is incurable and inoperable and the prognosis, while unclear, does say that she has limited time left with us. Traveling takes quite a toll on her, and while she visited recently, she had to stay in a hotel as we didn't have our house ready yet, so staying in the rental unit wasn't possible. Before that we had no visits from my wife's family for just about a year. The situation. The day after my mother-in-law arrived, my mother, 60F, called me and asked to have a few hours time with my older daughter this week despite us having my mother-in-law visiting. On our normal weekday routine, my dad picks our older daughter up from kindergarten since they live a short 5-minute drive away, and she stays with them from 3-5ish after kindergarten before I return home from work. This past week my entire parents' household has been COVID positive and we haven't been visiting to make sure we don't get my mother-in-law sick. This made my mother miss our oldest daughter and prompted her to ask for some time with her, despite them still having COVID symptoms. When I replied with her having access to her granddaughter on a daily basis as part of our normal day-to-day routine, not even mentioning to her that they can still be contagious, and that my daughter should see her other grandmother while she still can, I was met with "you only think of us when you need something" and a hang-up. Suffice it to say that I was pretty shook, offended, and saddened that my mother shows so little compassion for my mother-in-law. My wife and I have been discussing the outburst and we've realized that my mother has been possessive of my daughter every time we've had visits from my mother-in-law, even when we've all met together. Now, I know my mother can be both possessive, manipulative, and explosively emotional. These character flaws have caused many conflicts between us over the years, but we've always been able to talk it out. However, every other conflict was about something more esoteric. This time she's making a stand on a very concrete thing. Was I wrong for doubling down?